Okay, hi everybody. It's Trevor Clark here from Action Coach Business and Executive Coaching. We've just got some final preparation happening for our next quarterly planning day, which is our Growth Club full-day planning day coming up on May the 20th next month. For a number of you who have been to the sessions before, what we do is we host a day of basically resetting the compass on your business, reviewing what's working, what isn't working, help you reset the goals for the coming quarter, and obviously a great opportunity for business owners to get together and collaborate. And we also always have some great surprises for you. We bring in some amazing guest speakers over the years. I'm really pleased today. On the call with me now is Tim GoodEnough. Tim, we've known for many years as Action Coach, as our South African community. We've had Tim come in and workshop with us as coaches many times. He coaches many of our top coaches and many of our clients as well. But rather than me tell you more about Tim, I'm going to have Tim tell you more about Tim. But Tim, if you don't mind, introduce yourself and tell everybody exactly what a high-performance coach does.
Great to be here. Great to be on the call with you and to connect with you and all the people watching this. High-performance coach helps people have more of their best days. And I think we all have those great moments when the sale is great or things flow, or we happen to say the right things and they come out of our mouth like we're in a Hollywood movie. But unfortunately, we don't always have those days when we want to. And sometimes what we should have said only arrives in our head much after the fact. So I hope individuals and teams have more of their best days, and I hope their best days get better. And I do that mostly by helping people understand their mindsets, their strategies, their thinking, their beliefs, knowing that there's an inner game we all have that shows up in the world as a result. And so if we want better results, it's not enough to know what to do. For example, not smoking is quite a simple result. It's interesting how people struggle with smoking because the behavior of not smoking is, don't light a cigarette, don't put it in your mouth, don't light the other end. Pretty simple stuff. Yet there's a huge amount of people that really struggle with not smoking because knowing what to do is not enough. You've got to work with the inside, what's going on, all the systems, all the processes, all the thinking. And so my job is to teach individuals and teams how to do that in a simple, reliable, and powerful way, so that whatever you're dealing with now, we can work with together to overcome, to resolve. And knowing the tools means the next time something happens, you don't phone me at 9 o'clock at night, I'm sleeping then. You've got the tools, you get out yourself and you apply it to whatever you need to apply it to. So I think that the big thing that I do is I help people become their own mini coaches. That I help people get out of a job so that they can have more tools, more power, more choices to deal with the stuff that's most important for them on a consistent and daily basis.
Fantastic. So those of you that are thinking of coming to the session, I really do want to recommend that you do. Obviously, we've got a lot of our existing clients come to these sessions. A lot of you listening to this might be older clients that maybe aren't active in coaching anymore, maybe are interested in just having a refresher, review the goals, reset. We're going to have, Tim's going to be spending a good 2 or 3 hours with everybody in the afternoon. So it's a great one to get away from. You're going to see yourself and your business in a totally new light. Now, Tim, just a quick one as well, as you do a lot of executive coaching, and my understanding actually a lot more on the sports field. You've coached some of South Africa and other countries' top athletes and sports teams. Do you find you learn more from the sports field to take them to the boardroom, or vice versa, or maybe talk around the sports side of things if you don't mind?
There's such a nice crossover. I mean, I know in 2003, 2004, now we're going back a few years when I started researching In the Zone with the South Africa Sports Heroes, our first book I wrote with my business partner that actually turned out to be a bestseller, which we were really chuffed about. And what we did, we interviewed top athletes to say, what's going on the inside when you have your best performance? And we found there were 13 consistent mental skills they all had, male, female, different generation, different sporting codes, from a Penny Haynes to a Mark Spapagnani to a Gay player to a Graham Smith to whoever. And so when we started looking at that model, that lens for executives and entrepreneurs, we found many of the same talents and skills are required. And I consider mental skills a talent, and that is something that you can develop. People on the outside look and say, I could never be like that, mostly because they don't understand the structure of how to step by step, moment by moment, build that skill up to the place that it's strong and strong enough to perform under pressure. So from that work, it was great to be exposed to some of our federations, and I ended up doing a lot of work for SA Rugby, some of the high performance development stuff, even worked with the Sharks for the Italians and the KZNers in the room, which is, I'm hoping many of them or most of them. 2008, I was full-time there under Dick Muir, and that was a special season. Lots of learnings there. And then later on for the SA men's and women's hockey teams, the Irish men's and women's hockey teams. I've worked with most of the franchises, and from a cricket point of view, at one time or another, as a consultant for Cricket South Africa. It was great to win a World Cup in cricket. You know, we don't win many of those in South Africa. So in 2000 and something, 14, 16, I was with the SA under-19 team in Dubai, and we got our taste of World Cup success. So sport's great that you can see if you're winning or losing. Like every time, every Monday, every Friday, every Saturday, you get a result. Where life's a bit trickier. You know, you could have a massive bank account as a result, but you're kind of miserable. You can have a great client base, but your relationships were rubbish. And so we've got to almost define the results we're looking for in the entrepreneur and business space, because you can be massively successful in one space at the cost of many others. And that's part of the thinking I want to bring into the room, is that, you know, we've had a tough 18 months. You know, all of us have been in the storm of COVID and pandemic. And I think we've paid different levels of the price, but we've all paid a price. So how much stress is still with you? How much tiredness? I think people are tired. I know I'm tired. And so if I didn't have the tools that I need to use and teach my executives and my clients to kind of bounce back, you know, a heavy session, heavy challenging conversation, and you've got to be $1 million a couple of minutes later. Like, how do you do that? Well, I'll teach you. I'll teach you 3 power skills, 3 power tools that you can use to kind of reset the mind, not just to reset in a coping way, but reset in I'm going to undo some of that trauma. Sometimes trauma, I'm going to undo some of that stress. I'm going to undo some of that anxiety. I'm going to undo some of that worry, that concern, that fatigue of just living like we have been living for 18 months. I think there's a lot of people who are using optimism as a tool to help them get through. And I'm going to talk about why it's actually not the best tool to use and what to use instead. I think a lot of us realize now there's a growing optimism. We're kind of dodging the third wave. Are we going to take our business to new heights? Are we going to be able to sustain our businesses at new heights? Are we going to get it off the basement floor if we've been struggling? And we realize that the goals we're setting, we need a huge amount of energy and motivation and commitment to reach. And I'm going to help you tap into your inner resources of how to do just that and more, and teach you how to do it again when I'm outside of the room, which I think is even more important.
Perfect. And well, I can say for myself, I'm really looking forward to it. Over the last 11, 12 years, you've workshopped great stuff for us with the action coaches. We always love having you at our sessions, and we get huge value from your work. So I'm just so delighted that you'll be able to workshop this sort of stuff with our clients as well. So guys, if you are thinking of booking, I'll make sure the link to book tickets for the event is in this underneath this video. And look forward to seeing you there. If you've got any questions around it or want to know more, do get in touch. But Tim, thanks so much for your time. I look forward to seeing you then. Any sort of parting, I'll leave it with you to close off, any parting message or anything somebody should expect from the session if they want to come and join us.
I'm a big believer in looking at what the best of the rest of the world are doing and taking it 1 or 2 steps further. I believe I've got a bit of an engineer brain and entrepreneur heart, and you put that together. And the question I often ask myself is, why can't we, or why can't I? And I want to share with you some of the tools, the techniques, the models that actually I haven't shared all together in one place before. So that's going to be quite exciting for me to have our first live audience that I've only kind of taught my elites inner circle clients, the people who are on the very edge of performance and need an extra, and I want to offer that to you. So I look forward to having our time together doing exactly that. Let me give you fair notice, you will be challenged, you'll be pushed, but in service of your goals, your dreams, and your ambitions, because they're too big, they're too important not to be pushed towards.
Brilliant. Thanks so much, Tim. I'm looking forward to it. And I know you've had a long day, so off you go and light that bright, and we'll see you in May. Be safe.
Forward to that too. Thanks, Trevor.
Bye, everybody. Cheers, Tim.